All right. Hello, everyone. This is Tommy Sandvik here from the Bull and BearIT Traders. And I have with me Kevin Antonovich, who is the founder of the Bull and BearIT Traders Binary Options Club. And we basically, what we want to do today is give a little bit of background for Kevin and kind of do a question and answer format. So we're going to kind of cover a little bit of background of Kevin's as well as the group as it currently exists in Facebook, how it started and up until now, and then some additional details regarding the website, which we'll be launching after the first of the year, and some exciting things that we have planned. So we kind of wanted to get everything in one location, in one call, for people to listen to and know what is coming up. So as you may notice, we're not doing video at the moment. Kevin is in a hotel with after driving all day and also in not the best internet, and I just look like crap, so I don't want to be on camera. So right, so I haven't done my hair, and I'm not all pretty. So
You don't want to look at us anyways. It's obvious.
yeah, you don't want to look at us. So we will definitely be doing other hangouts, I'm sure, where we do video. So I have to get my wonderful background I like using for that sort of stuff. So so I think what we're going to do then, we'll just kind of start out. So Kevin, maybe give a little bit of background, I guess, about you. Maybe from a business perspective, what you did before trading and kind of what led you into trading binary options.
Hey guys, it's Kevin Antonovich. Thanks, Tommy, for the introduction. Yeah, so basically, with getting into trading, for the last, well, not for this last year, but for the last 12 years, I was living in New York City, managing restaurants, working, 70 hours a week, 6 days a week, just getting completely burned out and not having any type of life. I would say probably about 3 years ago, actually, I met Tommy through an e-commerce program that he got me into, that I saw him in a different group mentioning it. And I got into that, and then to get into the trading part, there was another group that had started then it was the Green Room. So that kind of piqued my interest in trading. So I joined there, watched a few things, wasn't still quite sure about it, but kind of did my own thing here and there. E-commerce wasn't exactly quite for me, but I still stuck with it a little bit. But then a lot of life happened, and I had to move away from New York. I was, moved away from New York, moved to North Carolina, started a whole new life. And actually, I got with another group during this time that I actually listened to. And this was like, I would say probably a little over 2.5 years ago. And I learned a lot through them. I was following their Skype rooms, I was following their chats, their signals. When I first started, I was just following the signals only, and I was losing. But I didn't know what to do. I wasn't entering at the right times. I wasn't waiting for the right price. I was jumping in when signals were being called, and I blew like $10,000 within my first year of trading.
Yikes.
Don't recommend that for anybody.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You really need, when you're going into trading, and even with following signals are great. Signals really help if you follow the rules set for the signals, which we will, we'll have written out for you how to follow our signals that we give for our group. But I wasn't doing that. I wasn't in the mindset to do that. I was going through transitions in my life. I desperately wanted to make money, and I was just losing money. I was looking at the whole picture completely wrong. But then I sat and I talked with somebody about it. It was actually a member of this group, and it started to click a little bit. And then about, 6, 9 months later, I was actually seeing money being made. And I was like, wait a minute, this is awesome. And so I stuck it out, and about almost a little less than a year ago, I was a member of a bunch of different groups throughout. We all get added into different groups. But I was just, every group had the same exact thing: drama, drama, drama. There was so much.
Exactly. That's so.
So
I
much.
was in one exactly like that, which is how I found you, because
Yeah,
it
no,
was just
exactly.
drama, and happened to pop on Skype that one night, and
I
I
was
guess
like,
for
wait,
those that don't
Tommy?
know the story, yeah, I happened to jump on. It was just all this drama in this group, and there was also a Skype group, and I happened to jump on, and I saw Kevin post, and I said, "Oh, hey, it's Kevin," because we had kind
Yeah,
of lost touch for a bit, you know.
yeah. Turned into it was a small world there, but it just happened at
Yeah,
the right exact time.
exactly.
But I was just so tired of, traders fighting with each other. The owners of the group not letting. I mean, I'm not bashing any one group of this. This is in general. Like nobody wants to be told like what to do within their group or not taking any advice.
Hmm.
And I was just tired of it. And people were getting banned left and right. I got banned from groups for speaking out about certain things. And I was just tired of it. And so about 9 months ago, 8, 9 months ago, I was with a few members that are in the group, and I had met through various other groups. And there was about 6 of us. And I was like, hey guys, I'm making a group. Come join in. Basically, I just want to have a place where I can discipline myself in trading. I'd have really great winning streaks,
Hmm.
and then I'd have really horrible losing streaks.
Exactly.
And now I've come to condition myself in my rules of trading, but I was not doing that. And I thought having like a small group of people, we could kind of all discipline like ourselves, and we could be like responsible, I guess, for each other. And so I started up this other group, and I it was just binary trading, learn and profit, and I just was, hey, I have like 6 people in it. But then a couple of them added a couple people, and then a couple of them added a couple people, and I all of a sudden I was like, well, there's like 40 people in here. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool, and so we were calling signals. And I was calling quite a few. There's a couple others that were doing it, um, and it kind of just grew, and then it just blew up. And all of a sudden, there was like 500 people in the group, and I was like, wait a minute, I had no intentions of this going anywhere. Like I just wanted a place to go and be disciplined and have fun and have a place where we could you know complain about whatever we wanted to complain about, or and just have a place to feel comfortable at, and not feel like if you say anything you're going to be canned or be booted or whatever. And that's not to say like with advertising for another group, that's just in general your opinion of something. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's opinions are good. You need the opinions of everything to make things work, whether it's positive or negative. Nothing is 100% positive. But I mean, nobody wanted to hear any criticism whatsoever. Now, if I hadn't listened to people when I first started this group, we wouldn't be where we are now. I molded into this person's opinion and another person's opinion, and we've formed what I feel is one of the more successful you know groups right now, in the fact that we we accept pretty much everybody into our group that isn't trying to spam us.
Hmm.
you know
Yeah,
and
exactly. They were
and
out in full force yesterday
they were out in
on
full force on
Christmas.
Christmas Day. I mean,
Yeah.
full force. But anyways, we were accepting of everybody, and we like everybody's opinions, positive, negative, whatever. And if it's negative, we'll work on it. If it's something that we can work on, or if it's just negative, but it's something that the other person actually is not seeing correctly and they have to work on it, we'll talk to them about it. If there's something that needs to be changed, we'll change it if we feel like it's going to better the website or better the group.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so this just kind of blew up. And even then, when it was like 400, 500 members, I still was like, I don't know if this is something long term, whatever. If this is going to turn into a website or a long-standing binary options group. But then we just started getting more and more members, and I created a Skype group, and we got we got Jimmy G in, and then Sam had joined, and Rick was one of my first members that joined, and then we got Matthew in, and all these like strong traders were kind of just finding their way to like a safe haven, I guess you could say,
Yeah,
of a group where
very much.
we all had our own opinions about trading. We all had different styles of trading, but we found a way where it works because everybody can trade the way they want, and everybody can one person's money management program is not the same as another's. One person's way of trading is not the way of the other, but you can have multiple methods. And that's the nice thing here as well, is there's not just one strategy or one way of trading. There's so many multiple ones because each individual is going to grasp something different.
Yeah.
One strategy may work for you, but one strategy may work for me, and another strategy may work for the next person. And that's what's nice about here. We have such a broad team for, we have some traders that have been trading for, 6 months to a year. We have other traders that have traded for 2 to 5 years. We have some that have traded in the group for 10 years even, and there's just so much knowledge and there's so much potential if we all work together and listen, which is what has happened within our group with the Bull and Bear traders. And if you would ask me a year ago this was going to be happening, absolutely not.
Yeah.
This is not where I would see myself. I didn't see myself not having a job, not having to report to a job, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And having free reign to travel over Thanksgiving and Christmas to see my family, and now over New Year's I'm be able to drive across country to go visit some friends. And there was no way. I thought the life was working 70 hours a week, 6 days a week, and that's the way it would be until I retired, if I could retire.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Now I'm in a place where I don't have to, and I'm moving back to New York City, which is not one of the cheaper cities to move to.
No, it is definitely not cheap. Definitely not cheap.
I have the ability now to not have to worry, where's my next, money for rent coming from, or where am I worrying about if I'm going to be able to eat tomorrow?
Yeah.
I've been there before. I've been there a couple of years ago where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do next, and calling up my family or calling up friends and being like, can I get, I don't have to do that anymore. Did it take time? Yes. Was it as easy as the 15 minutes here I've been talking? No, there was a lot of work put into it. It doesn't happen overnight. Things started to click a little bit here and there, and it worked. But it takes time. And now as I said before, I lost, 10 grand when I first started doing this. I didn't have that 10 grand to really lose, but I lost it.
Yeah.
But I've been able to turn it around, and I'm now in the green by far, to the point where I could leave my current job and just trade full time. But it didn't happen overnight. I progressed throughout.
Yeah, and I think that's a big testament to the group. A big thing for anyone listening, perhaps in the future, who's checking us out or whatever. the group, I've been a part of it since the beginning of October, and here we are. It's almost the end of December, and the group has really formed into such a good community, where we can help each other through the trials and tribulations that may come up. We're not. I don't think anyone on the sort of leadership team is interested in playing this off as get rich quick. In fact, I think in our group we're really the biggest proponents of not only not viewing it as get rich quick, and this came up recently with someone who came in and wanted to turn $200 into $500 as quick as they could, and we basically said it's possible, but it's not a good idea to try, and really teaching so many more components to trading other than the the technical side of it, meaning that you can learn a strategy, but having the money management in place and the psychology is so important, and the group is just so awesomely focused on that, which you don't find in a lot of groups. Most of the groups are just out there trying to sell you something more or less and sell the dream, but aren't teaching the true solid principles to help you achieve long-term success. And so obviously the benefit, as always, whenever a service of really any kind starts, it's all about cutting the learning curve. So if we as a company can sort of can really cut that learning curve down to hopefully not have someone blow $10,000, then
No,
that's the goal, right?
absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing. When I started this, 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, everybody was selling the dream that this was it.
Mm-hmm.
This is my strategy. You're gonna get this, just 90% win, and you are gonna, you don't have to do anything. All you gotta do is just follow. And following the signals is great. We have 10 strong traders starting up with us, who who have been on Facebook for the last 6 months, averaging 75 to 80% win rates. If anybody is saying that they're doing 90% plus win rates, it's pretty hard to get there. Some best traders are doing 85, I would say. But with that said, we have 10 strong traders who will be selling signals, but that's not just what we will be doing. But that's what I got sold on 3 years ago, and that's how. And it was all get rich quick, blah blah blah. It didn't happen. I didn't have the money, but I still spent the money to do this. And I was like, oh, if I can turn this $1,000 into $5,000 in 2 weeks, how great would that be?
Yeah.
And no, then all of a sudden that $1,000 was gone. So then it was another $1,000. Oh, well, this next $1,000 will do it. No, and it didn't, I didn't know what I was doing. Nobody was teaching me how to understand money management or controlling my emotions. Like I would start to lose. I would do the $1,000 and I would win a couple trades. It'd be great, awesome. So I would up my the amount that I was trading, and then I would lose. So I'd be back down to where I was, but then I wanted to get back up to where I was. So I would up my trade again, but then I would lose that, and then I'd get mad and I'd be like, "Well, I want to win that back." So I would go again even more, and then next thing I know, my account is blown again, and I lost another $1,000. I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is not what they said, but they keep saying it's that this will work." But I didn't know. They didn't teach when I first started really setting up your charts of candlestick patterns. Setting up your your EMA lines, or setting up your support and resistant lines. None of that was taught really.
Yeah.
It was there kind of, but it wasn't really. And the two go hand in hand. if you're trading now, I know if you're at work and you want to follow a signal service, that's perfectly fine. And not every single signal is going to win, but a majority should be winning. And if they aren't, our traders do stop because we have the 2 out of the money and we stop for the day per trader.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
so we have that, and that's a huge thing that nobody ever taught, at least taught me, was
yeah,
you have 2 out of the money is you stop trading for the day or for 4 hours or whatever. You just wait for the next session to start, or even come back the next day, because after that you're not in your mindset to continue trading, because at that point, as much as you say you might be in control, you're chasing back that loss,
yeah.
and you can come back in a few hours the next day and be like, all right, now this is what I have, and I'm going to start just like I started before.
And that it brings about a good point. So I know that again, for those that may not be aware, in terms of the traders that we've brought on and how our signals are currently working and how they're going to work, you ran a contest. So these traders have all been in a contest, right? For the last couple months, we're running a monthly contest where the top trader. There were requirements in terms of trade frequency, but then the top traders won a cash prize, basically, for being able to be really consistent in their calls, and such. So maybe just actually, when did you? I don't even know. Actually, when did you first do the contest? I know when I came in, I think we've had 2 runs of it since I started, came into the group.
Yeah, I there was the last one was the third one.
Okay, so there's
Yes, it was the
3
third
total.
one. So
Okay,
3 months. Like, it's not been about 4 months since I first started it, and
okay, cool.
because the first one I did, it was just winner takes all kind of type thing,
Yeah,
and it was nice because when we first started. Uh, I did an offer for it, and then another member said, "Hey, I want to up the ante kind of," and threw in an extra $200 on top of what I was offering, just for the
okay,
heck of it, just to offer
yeah.
to everybody. And like it kind of went from there. And and it it was pretty successful. I mean, they really, our traders were averaging high 70s to 80%. And I think in the last one it was four or 4 or 5. I think
Yeah,
4 maybe, that for the entire month averaged over 80% in the money,
yeah,
which is huge, because they were each doing a minimum of 12 signals, 12 signals
per week, right?
per week.
Yeah,
You have, per trader, 48 signals, all the in 80% of them were winning. It was a really great contest, this last one.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So that's it's good to know, just because I mean, I know for me, and even like Jimmy, it's a lot of pressure when you give out a signal. You obviously want, you don't want to be responsible. You feel responsible for other people, if they lose, if the signal loses. So you want to make sure that you're really picking the best opportunities that the market is giving. And one other thing that is sort of an interesting concept, this about the sort of the history of binary options, is that because we're and learning to read charts and such, because our method of trading is so based on time rather than price movement. You can end up with so many more trades, because you can have a trade expiring every minute, whereas traditionally trading forex requires taking a position and sometimes waiting hours for that position to really go in your direction. And so you can have people keep trades open for years in normal
Mhm.
forex. And so I think a big gap in the market has been that when binary options really came on the scene and got big, and I still really think overall it's it's in its infancy, honestly. You know, it's not, we haven't
Most
reached a
most
level of,
definitely,
yeah, I
it's
mean, when you think about how like Google AdWords swept the internet, and how you had you know, Empower Network sweeping the internet, you know, the blogging concept, and now we've got e-commerce still has a lot of growth, and it's ahead of or I think it's ahead of options. So there haven't been a lot of people out there teaching these components to options, because it is so easy to take so many trades, and they're not, just hasn't been, it's all been about, hey, take it and make money, but not about the controlling the aspect of trading, because
well,
even in traditional Forex, you have to, definitely a psychological component, you know?
no, absolutely, and with that, I think that's a lot of the reason why. I mean, binary options, yes, has been around for a while, but it's blowing up so much in the last couple of years.
Hmm.
And I think that's why there are so many scam groups or brokers that aren't paying you out, that are just taking your money and going, because it
Yeah.
is so new. And it started at such a level where they were like, sure, you can do this, you know, and kind of let people just take off, and anybody kind of willy-nilly just open up a spot option basically account to become a broker. And I think it becomes in retrospect to the market itself, it is a newer part of trading. And I'm seeing soon down the road where it's going to become much more regulated, and there's going to be you know, and you know, groups like our group with the Bull and BearIT traders are going to be, you know, paving the way toward, you know, better trading experiences. And I think brokers as well,
Hmm.
from what I've been hearing, are going to be becoming more regulated, where your money is more your money is more protected. And you know, we'll see when that happens. And there are brokers that are great out there right now, and they're brokers that will just take your money or have you deposit it, and you can play and make as much money as you want to, but this will refuse to pay you out. And
Yeah,
you gotta be careful with that,
exactly.
you know. And we will be, you know, making a list of brokers that we approve. And you know, as I have stated on the Facebook group, I am working with CT Option right now into trying to settle a deal for us for just the members of our group. You know, and we'll see, you know, how that works out. If they will work with us, we'll work with brokers if they work with us as well. And but you know, at the end of all, you do want to protect your investment. You don't want to just willy nilly just throw your money into a broker not knowing who they are.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And we will, you know, we won't recommend any brokers that we've had really negative experiences with.
Yeah, definitely. And even now, I mean, we're kind of holding their feet to the fire on a couple things,
And
going,
we'll continue to do that with any broker that,
yeah,
you know, we recommend. If something comes up, you know, we will do that, because we won't allow, like, not allow per se, but we won't, you know, accept them. We won't recommend them anymore if they just, you know, are not paying out or doing something or manipulating, you know, or trying to get away with something. We will only recommend brokers that we know will take care of us.
yeah, exactly. And it's important. You know, I kind of alluded to that as well. That, you know, it's despite whatever incentives are out there, it's our purpose with the Bull and Barrett traders is to help people be successful, to give them the tools necessary to cut the learning curve, and through that, you know, it is our hope, and provide content, of course, and value to the marketplace. But it's through that our hope is that, you know, we will develop the loyalty, and that loyalty is developed because we're looking out for people, you know, and making sure that that's always first. You know, our name is very important, and it will always be the case. So we want to make sure that people are are protected, and that we're doing everything we can to promote good money management, good trading psychology, good trading methods, and good brokers, obviously, and getting people moved in that direction. So on that note, I want to, yeah. So do you happen to have the mission statement that that you wrote? I'm kind of throwing one at you here, but
Oh,
we
wow.
can sort
Okay.
of just.
Yeah,
That's okay. We can
just
just
give me
go.
1 second. I've got it here somewhere. You know, I just
If
reformatted my whole computer, so
yeah, well, we could always sort of paraphrase as well, um,
I got it
or
somewhere.
talk
Give me
about it.
one
Okay.
second.
Okay, sure.
You can keep talking if you want to.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's one of those things I hate silence because when I was a phone rep, we were always taught silence is bad. So I can't stand not talking. It's kind of the reason why I'm not a very good salesman, actually, because I just talk. I
That
throw
was
up on people
that
when,
was my stepfather as well. You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
he was a salesperson, but he couldn't stop talking, so they told
Yep.
him his call times were too long.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so well, okay, so well, I think I don't know if we've sort of officially said anything, but I guess well, yeah, I'll wait a little bit on that. But
What was that?
oh, I was gonna just talk about like kind of who's doing what on the management team, I guess, but I think we should
Yeah,
wait.
so I can go with that in just a second, but I do have the mission statement. I found it.
Okay, good. So no, we'll save the job descriptions. I think we'll do a management Q&A where we can have everybody on because I know like Sam wanted to pop on. I said, well, I just want to keep it to Kevin for now. So thanks, Sam, for understanding. So we'll do another one with the
Thanks
whole.
for all being here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hey, we've got 8 people watching on YouTube. So okay, so anyway, go with our. Maybe do the mission statement, and we'll talk about kind of what we've got coming to be able to fulfill that statement.
Yeah. All right. Well, basically, our mission statement that we have for the Bull and BearIT traders is: do you want to earn while you learn with binary options? You found your home with us here at the Bull and BearIT traders, where we offer you a complete binary options trading package. We also offer training and live trading to help beginners as well as the experienced traders earn money from home. So if you want to earn while you learn, join us and become a successful story with the Bull and BearIT traders and binary options.
Perfect, cool. So yeah, so that's a big part of what we're trying to, what we want to accomplish is and it really applies to people who have maybe never heard of this at all, as well as people who have maybe dabbled in it, didn't have success, whatever it might be. So our plan is to we're going to be rolling out basically a collection of information. Haven't put an official name on it, but something to the effect of a binary options 90-day plan or binary options success path, or kit. I guess I don't really like the word kit, but that's why it's not the official name. Anyway, where we really want to be able to provide to the marketplace the good trading principles that you should rely on, and we're going to focus heavily on that in terms of money management, number one. Number two, setting up rules, trading psychology, and then actually we will be providing, currently all of our signals are free that have been in the Facebook group. Once the website launches, we'll be, I guess you're supposed to be saying all this.
Yes. Thanks, Tommy.
Oh man! So
I can sit back and take a nap right now.
we got all the way this far in before we had like a major screw up. I was the one to screw up. No, so I'll tell you what. I'll talk about the lead mag. I'll talk about that's screw up number two. I'll talk about I'll talk about the that collection.
See,
So
you could tell when you got me into where was the mission statement.
yeah,
I was reading it, and you could tell I was reading it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then like
exactly.
everything else, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say, blah blah blah. But it's fun. It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's also not on camera, so I'm not just staring at myself, and that's
that's true.
wonderful because
That's
nobody
true.
wants to see me all the time. But
Yeah.
anyway, yes.
Yes. So
Go ahead. Sure.
yeah, so we're going to develop the the basis. Okay, so the idea is we want to make sure that people, those who want to, are going to be given the right information to get on a successful path with binary options, and that will include the free, some free signals ongoing in our group. Then, and this is where Kevin will take over, then we will also have a paid version of the signal service and training and education that we'll be providing. So even though there's been a couple, we've Kevin's posted a couple things about exactly what's being offered, what the price points are. We just wanted to cover that as well, so it's clear. And then if there's any follow-up questions on future calls or whatnot, we'll be able to cover that as well, and in other videos. So just to be clear, though, goal is providing people everything that they need, all, my experience, Kevin's experience, Sam's experience, Jimmy's experience, all of our traders, and the community in general. A lot of times we get great information from other people that aren't like on our staff, and we certainly look at it and incorporate it if it makes sense. So we want to get everyone on the right path, and even get them some signals for free that that should be profitable.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're following our rules. And then from there, you can have the springboard so people can get their first success, because that's really the biggest roadblock. I mean, even when I was in e-commerce, just getting that first sale was huge. When you're in trading, it's getting that first win is big. So we want to get people to have their first level of success, and it's a development, and be able to provide the information so they can continue to develop as a trader. And by taking our signals, you're earning, but then the training we provide will be the learning component. So anyway, so Kevin, maybe just go over the price point and what's offered at each.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, and that's why within the mission statement, it's more of it's a binary options trading package, because it's we'll have different levels, but it's the whole thing. You can take signals till you're blue in the face and still not know a thing about binary options. You just know where you have to take the call or take the put, if you really even understand that. And we want to provide you the full experience of learning how to trade for yourself, and not just selling you an indicator that's going to throw an arrow out there for you to be like, all right, this is the time that you have to take it. It's fully teaching you price action and support and resistance and what it all truly means. And that's where we are doing. We're doing our introductory rate, introductory starting rate for being for the basic level of $99 a month, and the premium level being $139 a month. Now the basic level will be the signal service, and we'll do a at least two or three live trading sessions with you as well. So you will not just be only seeing the signal service, the signals coming to you, but you'll be live, ask questions, and see the signals, as they are being, called out. And that will be the basic, and you'll have access to a few YouTube videos, and there'll be like a separate little like chat for the basic. But for the premium, it's going to be the whole trading package, where you're going to have the signal service, you're going to have a couple trading sessions a week, a couple at least one, if not two, training sessions a week, and all the YouTube videos, a blog that Jimmy will be working on, where you can post a question and he makes a blog on it. And then there'll also be access, and this will be part of the basic too, but there will be access every trader that we have, which I think would be a huge change for us. Every trader will have their own chat room. So they will be able to, and you'll still get, we're still doing the push notifications so you can get it to your phone if you want to. So when you sign up for the group, you can put your phone number in, or you can put your email in, whichever one you want to do, and you'll get the push notifications to your phone or to your email. The apps, we're working on the apps. They're still in the works. Apps take quite a bit of time. So we went a roundabout way, and we have the push notification through SMS or email. That will work if you want that. Whether or not you want because I mean, we're talking, 10 traders, minimum of 5 a day, probably minimum 5 a day. It's up to the trader. We're not setting any limits. That's 50 messages a day. If you want that in your email or your phone, or if you don't, every trader, when they're starting a session, and I'll backtrack one step from there, we're working on getting a schedule for every trader to come out as well. And this will change obviously with news a little bit here and there. They don't want to be trading when there's high impact news, but they're going to try to give us kind of a relative schedule of when they will be trading. And they'll send out a message that will go to your email or your phone and to tell you when they will be starting. And then you have the option of going into your login and going into your kind of back office and clicking on the trader that's going to be trading and going to their chat room. That way you have the option of just following on the traders that you want to trade with. And I mean, everybody's going to have their own, favorites, who they work best with, and so I think that's really going to separate us quite a bit from a lot, because you'll have more of a personal time in be able to choose who you want to trade on their signals. You'll have that option. And plus we'll be doing the live trading and live training. So, and we'll have the blog where you can ask questions. So there's going to be many, outlets to, to be able to learn. Strategies will be posted. Occasionally probably we'll post, some indicators that are working for us at the time. But the thing with indicators, as we've all seen, if you've been with us with your Skype, the market changes every week. It can be ranging, it can be trending. And the exact indicators don't work every single day, all day. If it was, we'd all be millionaires.
Yeah, very true.
But that's why you have to learn within, how the you have to adjust to the market, basically, and it's why one of the reasons why most of the time when you take your first trade, most of the time you lose your first trade, because you haven't been watching the market and you don't know how the market is responding or reacting at that time. And so we will all be there, and I'm not saying we're gonna be bringing in 90% in the money. We're going to be bringing in the best possible signals that we can. And all of our traders follow the rules that I've set out for the group, which is that they do 2 out of the money in a row, or out of the money, they're done for the day. They restart again the next day. That protects all of us. And there are going to be days when we'll have losing days. That's life. That's going to happen. But there's going to be many more days where we're going to be successful. Mm-hmm. Right before this, I was talking with Tommy, where at the end all, you can't look so much of the day to day as you do from the start of the month to the end of the month.
Yeah.
You have to look at this as honestly like a job. You start the beginning of the month with so much in your bank account, and at the end of the month, you expect to have a little bit more in your bank account from
hopefully
after paying bills and getting your paycheck and stuff. You're hoping to, but as in everyday life as well, there's been times I've worked a job where I've had money in my account, and by the end of the month I worked and I still had less money in my account. And I was like, that's not how this works. but that's life. That happens. And that's the biggest thing that I think I can really tell people is, this is not a get rich overnight program. This is an investment for yourself. And this is one thing that I've seen throughout Skype and throughout Facebook. Yes, I know there's been brokers, if you have too much money in their account, they won't pay you out. But that's the thing. Don't withdraw. Don't try to make so much money and withdraw every single week. Invest your money. Don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose, for one.
Mm-hmm.
Invest your money. Let it grow a month. Take out a portion of it. Then let it grow some more. But just take out a portion. Take out like 25%. Let it grow some more. Take it out like once a month, once every 2 months. I'm taking out mine. I was taking out mine like once a month, once every 2 weeks at first. Now it's like once every 6 weeks or so, and it's nice. It's a nice payout, at that time. And not everybody can do that right away. But that's why I really want to say is don't put money into trading that you can't afford to lose, or you can't afford to not have for at least a couple months.
Yeah, that's a very big one. Where you can say, hey, I can tie up this money and, short of some crazy emergency happening, I shouldn't need to pull it out. And that's something. Oh shoot, I had a thought on some of this, and what it is the way that I look at trading, and really when you consider, as we sort of alluded to earlier, there's so many different business models out there on the internet. There are so many ways to make money on the internet. There's affiliate marketing, there's e-commerce, there's retail arbitrage, which is a form of e-commerce. There's of course there's trading, there's multi-level marketing, there's direct selling. There are so many different business models, and the thing that I like about trading and why I came back to it, I'm not going to go into my whole story, but I was a trader back in like 2009 and 2010, stepped away for a few years, and I came back to it. And the reason is because I felt like I was just jumping from shiny ball to shiny ball to shiny ball to shiny ball. There's always, look at Facebook. If you're anywhere near the online income industry in general, it's all you're dealing with. This launched, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, blah, blah, blah. We're really taking the approach with this. This is a skill. You're developing a skill, and if there comes a day when the market isn't there, we have bigger problems than the market not being there, right?
Definitely.
If you wake up one day and there's no market, then there's much bigger problems in the world than however much money you had invested.
And we don't have any money anywhere if that's the case.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, your money has no value if there's no market. So, that's really the way that I've looked at it, is to really try to learn it. And, the nice thing is that with the signals, we'll be able to, our goal certainly is to get that little bit of success, a little bit of return. So at least you're making something, and ultimately help you learn how to trade on your own in whatever method works best for you, because this is not something that's going to go away. Options isn't going to go away. The market isn't going to go away. And honestly, even though we're primarily Forex, we actually end up trading stock options on some days. We might trade commodities, gold. I see signals called for that. So these concepts that we're learning can be applied to any type of trading, and that's a really big thing. And the fact that like if you take something like e-commerce, well, it's a gold rush right now, but that means there's going to be more coming. There's going to be more competition. And, in trading, if there's more people trading, so what? We're all collectively a really small piece of a multi-trillion-dollar industry on a daily
Mhm.
basis. Trillion. I mean, for people that don't know, trillions of dollars change hands every day in the forex market. It blows the U.S. stock market out of the water.
Mhm.
So we are small fish, and there can be a lot more of us, and we're still not going to make a dent in the market. So that's a good thing as well. And so I just kind of want to touch on a couple of those things overall. Trading in general, what the benefits are, because yeah, it is challenging, and there are going to be good days. It's going to be bad days, and you'll grow as a person as you learn through that. And we can help you with the tools and strategies
Right.
to overcome some of that. I mean, you've had your moments. I've definitely had mine.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I always come back and I go, just keep going with it, because it truly is a skill that you're able to develop, and it's not going anywhere. And so if you can make even a little bit along the way as you're learning and demoing on your own until you're eventually ready to trade your own method, it's a really great thing. So that's what there's been so much value, I think, in the group. Because we've been able to collectively work together. I mean, again, we've talked about this guy Jimmy, who a lot of people may not know yet, but Jimmy's brought my level up, and I've certainly helped him in some ways with some things that I've
He's helped me quite
figured
a
out.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. And same with, I mean, Matt as well. I mean, really all of our traders. Matt has helped. Sam has helped.
Sam's taught me,
Sam's
short-term trades like I never knew before. I was always scared of it.
exactly. Yeah.
But see,
So and
that's where I'm going to interrupt you for a second, but
no, it's okay.
that I think that's honestly where it this does separate us from a lot of groups or just anything in general. Is you know back before, like, it wasn't anything wasn't really taught to you. You kind of, if you left the group, you were back to square one again.
Yeah.
You didn't know where to go, and so you were looking for the next, shiny object because you needed help. You were a fish out of water. You're flopping around being like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, this looks great, but again, they were charging hundreds of dollars, and I wasn't learning anything. I was just kind of just following, what was going on within the room. Whereas our group, yes, we want you on as members forever, but we want you to learn. We want you to learn how to trade. We want you to learn how to control your emotions. We want you to learn how to manage your money. Those things right there, those managing your money and managing your emotions are so much more than learning how the market moves, honestly. I mean, I've said it before within the group, and I would say honestly, like 80% is your mindset and 20% is technical and fundamental movements of the market. You have to know your money management strategy, and you have to know your emotions when trading. When you can conquer those, you can succeed to so much of a higher expectation than you ever thought you could. And I had somebody today, and I'll bring up. I had somebody today in Skype being like, "Well, do you really think you can do 5 to 10 times on a group account that I'm working on?" It's huge, high expectations,
Hmm.
but I work well like that. And I'm not saying that's for everybody. It's how I work, and whether or not it goes to that amount, as long as everybody is making money, I'm happy with that. And but I know I've done this now, or I can honestly say I know how to control my emotions with trading. If I'm getting mad or I'm having a bad day, I will walk away. I won't trade, and I'll come back. If I've lost a couple trades, I'm gonna leave. I A year ago, that's not the case. I would have kept trading and I would have blown my account completely. But now I will walk away. Will I want to come back and look at the charts and trade? Absolutely. Will I look at
Yeah.
the trade or look at the chart and be like, man, I knew that was going to happen and I could have gone back in. I will. But the thing is, that money is still on my account.
Yeah.
Well, I still
Very
have
true.
I'm not having to look the next day and be like, how can I fund this account? Oh, now I just fund this account. Now, how am I going to get food tomorrow? How are we going to pay for gas for
Yeah.
the car?
Yeah.
I don't have to do that because I've trained myself in controlling my emotions when trading. That is honestly the biggest thing you have to work on is your emotions and your money management.
Hmm.
You have to know what percent. And to go back into what I was saying earlier, why is Matthew laughing at me on Skype?
I maybe it's because Sam said I owe him a drink. I'm not sure.
Anyway, of what was I just saying? Of what I was talking about earlier, and I don't remember where I was going with that because Matthew distracted me. So anyway, the biggest things you can go through, it is truly your money management and your emotions with trading.
Hmm.
And I don't know how much more to explain that is truly where the breakthrough is in all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what we will be putting together will be specifics on identifying some of those. I happen, as an example, people often talk about goals. Every time I set a goal for myself, um, it actually hurts my performance. And so, um, so for me, that doesn't work. So those sorts of things, being able to learn to identify when you do fail, and this, we're going to really focus on like, well, if you're having this happen, then try this or look at it this way, and or just sometimes just talking with other people that have the experience is helpful. I also kind of wanted to point out, a big thing with this is that we're not we're traders first. The website and everything that's sort of developed, that wasn't, as you indicated, at the beginning of the call, that wasn't the original goal, right? The
No,
original
not at
goal,
all.
was just to learn to trade, and then you were able to, as the group sort of took on a role, a life of its own. This sort of became like, hey, we've got something here. We should put it together. So um, I think that's important because I think there's been a lot of just plain marketers
Mhm.
in binary options. Again, we've gotten a lot of feedback in our group that's been, that they never learned anything anywhere else. No one talked about money management. It was just, like you said, all selling the dream um, without any reality or education involved. And it's a recipe for disaster because we are small fish in a multi-trillion-dollar industry on a daily basis, and so that's been a big sort of revelation, I think, within our group. So I think, okay, well, I think we went a bit longer than I originally intended, but that's okay because I think this is important. We've got you, the background and thoughts, and I think it'll serve well in the future. So hopefully,
Absolutely.
yeah, hopefully people that we've had a few people listening live. We'll hopefully get a few on the recording. And we'll certainly have more coming, but uh, in terms of what we're offering and what we're trying to accomplish, get people on the path. We're traders first, which is I think that if you're going to hook up with a group, you want it to be people that are traders first, not just out
Yeah,
looking for the
not
dollar.
groups that are just out there to make money off of somebody
Yeah,
else. And that's the
exactly.
biggest thing, which is why, we did choose prices of what we chose. We're not here to make big bucks off of you guys and just walk away.
Yeah,
Here to help you actually learn how to trade.
yeah.
Real quick, I'll do a quick shout out to Jennifer, since she said she was here 30 minutes before while she was waiting.
While we were dealing with our technical issues.
Difficulties. Thanks,
Yes.
Jennifer, for listening. I don't know if she's still on or not, but
Yeah.
Yeah, this has actually been great. You know, I hope to be doing many more of these, and I will be working on videos as well as Tommy, as well as Jimmy and Sam as well. And you know, we have some meetings coming up within the group next week. The tentative plan, I'm going to go into this now. The tentative plan rollout is, I was saying the first, but the first is also NFP, and it's also New Year's. That's a great day to start things out.
Yeah, probably not.
The goal right now is to start testing everything out this week. I will be in Chicago on vacation, but I will have most of my days free to be really with the group and with the team, working things out. Hopefully meeting Tommy this week, actually in person, which will be
Maybe.
awesome.
We'll see.
And then doing a rollout of actually getting the link out to everybody this next weekend, so in about a week, and then having the tentative dates for everybody to start being January 4th. So we can hit off 2016 with a bang. And you know, we are here to help you. I know I wake up daily, you know, especially with different time zones, to multiple messages. I always try to reply back as soon as I can. You know, I do ask that most, you know, questions within the group do come back to me to relieve my traders and staff to be able to help on the back ends of everything, and I can help you guys out with questions. But we have a very strong team and a very willing team to help you. So we are all here for you. And we want you to succeed. We don't want just us to succeed. We want you guys to succeed. And we plan on being here for a very long time, and we hope you are as well. I will end mine with that, and thank you all very much for joining us. And until next time, thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.